So we're just going to do some stretches with Freya before we put her splints on, her leg splints on. So just to get Freya nice and relaxed. As you can see, she's not objecting, she's quite enjoying what's happening. Aren't you, Freya?
Yeah.
We're getting smiles. Yeah, we are. Is that good? Yeah. Yeah. Right, so we've just given Freya some stretches, so we're just going to roll her legging up, legging trousers up, and she's got long socks on, so that makes it nice and comfortable. And we're going to position her foot into the splint nicely like that, so that it fits in really nice. So the heel's back to the heel part of the splint, and the toes are nice and comfortable. And then put the top back part on. Just make sure that it's not too tight, and then this bit here. And Freya's fine. She's not angry at us or anything, are you, Freya? Yeah, you're fine. Oh. So we're now going to do the other foot. So we'll just pull our legging up and then pull our sock up and make sure it's all comfortable. Okay, Freya, and Freya's still quite happy. We'll just slip her foot in, make sure the heel's right down at the bottom at the back, and then put the top part on. That's good. And then we'll do that. There we are. And that's our splints nice and secure on her legs. And then we'll put our wee shoes on, so that when she's in her standing frame, she's got her legs are nice and straight and all in the right position. She's all nice and pink.
She likes pink.
Yeah. That's good. Oh, got the hiccups, Freya.
Wiggle this one.
Yeah, this one tighter. That's it.
Perfect.
Perfect.
There we go.
There we are, Freya. That's you got your splints on. You're all ready to go now. You're going to your standing frame. Wow. There we are. So Freya's going to be having a wee half hour in her standing frame today. We did try to have her in her standing frame yesterday, but she was objecting, and her heart rate was going quite high, and her sats were a wee bit kind of low, on the low side. So, and she was finding it a bit difficult when we were trying to hoist her in, that she was tightening up. So we decided that was Freya telling us that she really didn't want to go in her standing frame yesterday. So we're going to give it another try today. And as you can see, we've got our standing frame in this position because we put her in the lying position, and Freya's having some stretches just now, just to help her be able to stand in the standing frame, her legs to be straight in the standing frame. She seems quite settled at the moment. Her sats are nice, and her heart rate's at a nice rate as well. So she's not saying to us that she doesn't want to go into the standing frame, and we have been telling her that she's going to be going into the standing frame. So we're going to start getting Freya prepared to go into her sling with her hoist to go into her standing frame. So our legs have all been loosened off with some stretches, and she's very, very settled, which is lovely to see. She's actually sleeping very well. Our sats are fantastic. They're 98 and 100 is her heart rate, 96. So she's really settled, so we know that she's fine. And we'll see how it goes now. So we're going to get her ready to put in her sling. So if you can go and get her sling, that would be good. So we roll Freya over to get her nice and comfortable in her sling. And she often gets a cuddle, as I've said before. She likes a wee cuddle when she gets rolled over. Don't you, Freya? Back again. Oh, yeah. She says, I'm going up in that wee swing now. This is good fun. We've got this fabulous piece of equipment, this tracking hoist, that can take her anywhere she needs to go in her bedroom.
I'm just going to get this hoist ready for you.
I'm hoping we get a big smile when she's in this swing. We just always give it a good double check before we lift her up. Make sure she's in it properly. Yeah, we take her oxygen prongs off just to make sure there's no issues in transit. We'll keep her. We've got our SATS monitors off as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just tell her at every stage that we're doing,
Yeah, that's good.
so she knows what's happening.
Oh, I know.
Even though she's fast asleep. She's very aware of what's going on, aren't you, Freya? Have you got a smile? Or better still, have you got a cough?
Make sure we clear the bed rail.
So we're taking her over, and so we're going to place her nicely into this standing frame. And as you can see, Freya's got her leg splints on as well to keep her legs straight and in the right position for when she's in this standing frame.
Position okay, Robo?
Always checking that she's in the right position when she's going in, and her head's in the right position. And she's very comfortable.
That's us, we're blinded.
Yeah. We will get a smile. Yes. So we've hoisted Freya into her standing frame, and we have placed her bottom in the centre of the pelvic pad and lowered her until almost lying down, as you can see, and the sling's still attached, and just until we've secured her pelvis, which is what we've done. So we're going to lay her fully down, and then we're going to remove the hoist. And sometimes you may need to realign our pelvis, so always obviously have two people when you're doing that. But she seems quite fine. She looks good. So sometimes Freya will rotate her body to the right side, and which will shorten her right side. So you could stand at her head and then place your hands around her chest and derotate her body, placing her spine against the backrest. Her head, if you do that, her head should now be in place in the headrest. and then you can secure the chest straps. But she's looking okay today actually. We've placed her in quite well, but sometimes she does have that. Depends on her tone as well, and how she's feeling. So we've got our chest straps in place. So now what we want to do is we want to start with her right leg and straighten her knee, and check that her right heel is down onto the foot plate. So if we just put this onto the foot plate and just make sure her leg's quite straight. And then once you've got that, the knee in place, then just try and sort out the heel strap. And then and then put the kneecap in place. So Freya's left knee is a lot tighter, and it may take a while to get it as straight as it can be. And once you've got that as straight as you can obviously do the same as what you did with the right, with the straps. So it's just a matter of getting it as straight as we can, so that she's not going to be uncomfortable. How's it doing? Are we managing to get it a wee bit straighter?
She's just a bit tight today.
She's a bit tight
because she's sleeping and we're moving her around.
Sleepy Freya.
A wee
bit of time just to relax.
Working on it.
And we've got this, which will give us a wee idea of what it needs to look like. Freya's knee to be in the correct position. So, how do you feel about the position of it? I think it seems as if it's okay. And Freya's quite happy. She's not shown any symptoms of distress or anything. She seems still quite settled. We haven't got our SATS monitor on just yet because we're still getting her sorted out now, but she seems fine. She's not got a change of colour or looking as if she's grimacing or anything, so she seems quite happy.
Pretty good.
Is that a bit better?
Yeah, much better actually.
We won't be standing Freya fully up in our standing frame this time because she wasn't in it yesterday, so just a wee gentle.
Right there, that's me finished with your knee, I'm sorry. That's me
Just to
finished.
give her that upright position as much as we can. And it all helps with our chest health and everything in our bowels. Hey Freya, so Freya's now been tilted up, and I think this is probably as far as we'll take her today because her leg is still a wee bit tight. However, it's not too bad. She's quite happy. Yeah, you're a happy girl, aren't you, Freya? So now Rosalind can do Freya's hair and make it all pretty. And then we can put our little table on and Freya can do some music therapy. So Freya's now in her standing frame, very comfortable. Look at her SATs and her heart rate, it's pretty amazing. And she's actually relaxed off a bit. Her knees still a bit tight, but you know, she's comfortable. She's quite comfortable, and she's getting her hair done now. Look at this, it's gorgeous. Freya's got beautiful hair, and it's a lot easier to do Freya's hair when she's in her standing frame. So what's this called? What's this called?
It's a Dutch braid.
Ah, Dutch braid. It's beautiful. And there's wee Pippa come to see her.
Oh, Papa.
You've always got to be in the videos, haven't you? There we are. Freya's just had her feed. She's able to have her feed when she's in her standing frame because she's in a reasonably upright position, which is good. And now Rosalind's letting Freya have a little turn on her xylophone, and I think she's enjoying the wee sound of the music. And she's playing it herself. Yes, just at a nice position to be able to do music therapy and different activities. We haven't put the table on today because Freya's not as upright maybe as she needs to be with having the table, but it's fine. She's enjoying listening to the music. So we've got Freya out in the garden today in her stander. This is the first time in Freya's life that she's ever been outside in her stander. How amazing, and she's so happy, aren't you, Freya? Are you a happy girl? Are you a happy girl? Yes, you are. Are you enjoying this? This is a nice experience. Yes, it is. Lovely experience, and you can hear the birds. Yes. You're loving every minute of this, aren't you? It's so lovely. And you're nice and straight in that stander, and your knee looks good too. Yeah. So, whilst we were out in the garden in Freya's stander, Freya started to get a little bit agitated, and she just seemed as if she wasn't very happy anymore in her stander. She'd been in it about maybe 40 minutes. Loved being outside and everything, but she did get a wee bit agitated. So we got her into the house and got her into her bed, and look at this. Big smiles. You're a happy girl. As soon as she got into her bed, she felt happier, and she did a big cough. And I think she was just maybe feeling a wee bit restricted in her stander. So, and she maybe just can't cough as well. So it was worth looking at her signs and saying, right, let's get her a bit more comfortable, eh? And you did a big massive cough, Freya. I'm going to start doing Freya's stretches just now because we want to sit Freya in her nice comfy chair. So Freya's just had her lunch, and this is what we would normally do if Freya's at home and not at school. So I'm going to take her sleep system out at her legs. She's not got her full sleep system in because we've just been rolling her about to try and get her to cough. So we're taking her sleep system out just now, and we're going to do some stretches on her legs so that we can put her gaiters on. So we like to put her gaiters on for an hour, and then we'll take them off and for about half an hour, and then put them back on for an hour, and just make sure there's no marking. So we're doing our stretches to let her loosen off a little bit. As you can see, we're just trying to loosen these legs off. Freya's feet do tend to flap out to the side, but once she's in her sleep system at night time and through the day as well, we managed to get our feet more together with different bits of equipment, but that's going to be for another a bit later on. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let you see our SATS monitor, which is saying that Freya's tolerating this quite nicely. Her heart rate's not too high and our SATs are good, so we can keep going with what we're doing. And Freya's not showing any signs that she's not enjoying what's happening, or she's not, you know, she's not wanting to be getting stretches. In fact, she's really quite She's quite relaxed, as you can see. Sometimes there's a big smile when we're having these stretches, isn't there, Freya? Yeah, you like a big smile. Yeah. So we maybe do this for about 5 minutes, just to get her loosened off before we put our gaiters on. So we're just going to start putting the gaiters on just now, because Freya's legs are quite relaxed to be able to put them on. So we're putting them on just now, and these will just kind of keep Freya's knees from bending and keep her quite comfortable. She's quite comfortable with them on when she's sitting in her chair, and it stops her knees from going into the sitting position, like the sitting on at the coffee table position type of thing. Which obviously isn't good for our muscles to be in that position all the time. So that's it nicely on, and this one too. So as you can see, Freya doesn't seem to be bothered by it at all. She's quite happy. Our sats are nice, 96 still, and our heart rate's at 98, which is really good. So we can see that she's happy enough to be in that position with those gaiters on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get Freya into her sling in order for us to hoist her into her comfy chair. So Freya's sats are still quite good, there's not any issues there. Freya's quite happy. As you can see, Freya's a little bit sort of lopsided to the right, so we're going to put a wee cushion in under her arm, just to make her a wee bit more straight, because with Freya's scoliosis it kind of tends to lean her over to that side, just to make her nice and comfortable. That's better. So she does look very comfortable and straight now, and more symmetrical, sitting in her chair, a comfy chair. And this all helps when it comes to Freya's airway as well, you know, that she's not slouched right over. It helps her breathe better. So we're now going to put Freya's hand splints on. So these are to help Freya's hands stay in a good position throughout the day. So we would keep these hand splints on for about an hour, and then we would take them off and make sure there's no marking, and then we would maybe put them back on again for another hour. But Freya can have these splints on for up to 6 hours a day, so it's just a case of maybe, you know, making sure there's no marking and that she's comfortable. As you can see, she's fine. Our sats and our heart rate are good, so she's not objecting at any stage about having these hand splints put on. And yeah, they do keep her hands in a better position throughout the day. We would maybe put them on at night as well, depending on how she is. If she's, you know, she's quite settled. This is the other one. So Freya wears a Sats probe all the time, because we have to monitor her heart rate and saturation levels. So yeah, obviously we have to be mindful that that's there, and when we're putting the splints on and off. That's just the saturation probe. Maybe just a wee bit disconnected while we were doing that. sometimes it can be a bit tricky putting the that's fine. So there we are, Freya's nice and settled, and she's got her hand splints on, she's got her gaiters on, and like I said, these will stay on for an hour, and then we'll take them off and check for any marking, and then put them back on again just to keep her nice and straight. So she's still quite settled, so we know that she's not objected, and she's been quite happy to get all this work done, and this physio work as well, and her stretches, and she enjoys her stretches. So yeah, it's all good. Freya's all nice and settled. She's got her hand splints on, and she's got her gaiters. She's had some nice stretches done, and she's sitting nicely in her comfy chair, and now she's having a saline nep just to kind of help clear her airway a bit and help her loosen off some of the mucus and secretions that she's got at the back of her throat. Her sats are good, they're 95, that's okay. She's on a litre of oxygen just now, and her heart rate's good as well while she's getting the nebulizer. And obviously it's COVID times, because Freya's nurse is wearing the full PPE equipment in order to give her the nebulizer. So yeah, so everything's good at the moment, and Freya's quite settled. So yeah, all of our medical care can be done in our comfy chair. If Freya was a wee bit more agitated and her sats were a wee bit lower, and her heart rate was a bit high, we would probably have kept her in her sleep system within our bed whilst giving her nebulizer. But she's reasonably okay just now with her airway, so we can sit her up in her chair and have all her equipment around her, and our gaiters and our splints, and we're keeping her as symmetrical as we can throughout the day by doing this. So yeah, she's comfortable, definitely. So Freya, when she's having a bath, obviously she would be undressed, and she would be put into her sling, and then she would be put into her chair, which is a bit cluttered up at the moment, but that's our easy chair, our nice comfy chair. And once she's in that chair, she would then be wheeled through to the bathroom. And in the bathroom there is a hoist. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. The hoist would come over, and the chair would sit approximately here. And if you could imagine, the hoist comes down and hoists Freya over into the bath. And we do have a nice pink chair that Freya would go into within the bath. I'll show you that. It's outside, drying off just now. So this is Freya's chair that goes into her bath. So Freya would be hoisted onto that chair inside the bath, and she has her bath in that. And then once she's finished having her bath, she's then hoisted onto a plinth which goes on top of the bath, and she's dried on top of the bath, and then she's hoisted from the plinth onto her soft chair, her comfy chair, and then taken back through to the bedroom, and then hoisted back into bed. So there is quite a lot of moving and handling around bathing Freya. However, she is really quite comfortable during all these transfers. So yeah. Freya's just had a bath this morning and she is sitting nicely in her comfy chair. She's had her gaiters on and her hand splints. However, she's just getting her hair done, and then she's going to be going back into her bed because she's starting to get a wee bit tetchy. Her heart rate's went up a bit, her sats are good, but I think she's starting to want to go back into her bed, and she probably needs a nebulizer, a saline neb, just to help clear her airway a wee bit and soften the secretions so that she can do a big cough. I can just see a slight bit of agitation with Freya, you know, her legs are starting to twitch, and just like I said, her heart rate's a wee bit up. But so we'll get her hair done, and I'm going to just show you Freya's sleep system. So as you can see, on the mattress we have a Velcro type cover, which the brackets. Sorry, I forgot what they were called. The brackets attached to. So what happens is the brackets attach with the Velcro onto the bottom sheet that's on the mattress, and then we have this part here, which goes over that. So you can see there's like a wee channel that Freya sleeps in to keep her nice and straight. So we've got one that just goes under her arms, and then we've got one at her waist, and then we've also got one that goes at her legs to keep them in the right position. So once we've got that in place, we'll put it in place once she's in the bed, and then we put the top sheet on so it's nice and comfortable for her, and then obviously she's got her wee pad, you know, just in case. So and these go at both sides. We've also got this banana cushion that goes under her legs, just like you can see just now. So that would go underneath her legs just to keep her legs in the right place. And we also have wee cushions as well that we kind of put under her feet and her heels just to keep them from getting any pressure points there. So yeah, we're going to hoist Freya into her bed now, and we're going to position her in her sleep system. She is getting a bit agitated, so we really need to get her into bed now. She's telling us with her heart rate, it's quite high, that she just wants to get into bed and get more comfortable in her sleep system. Freya's now in her bed. We hoisted her in together and she's now in her bed, so we need to get her into the sleep system as soon as we can, and we also need to give her a nebulizer because she is starting to get a bit upset because her secretions are quite thick, and she really needs to start being a bit more comfortable. So we're just going to put the first one we're going to put in is the one just underneath her arm to get her nice and comfortable and straight. So we just put that under and push it in. So, and then move her arm so that it's just like that. That's nice and secure. Just get it all sorted. That's fine. So she's not objecting because she quite likes being in her sleep system. I think it just gives her a feeling of secure and comfortable. So we're just going to put that in at Freya's hips, and then the bottom one we'll put in at her legs, so we can keep them nice and straight. It does take a wee bit of time to get her all sorted in it, but so we'll get the other side done as well. So we're just going to put the other side in just underneath Freya's arm. I know it sticks, so that's fine, that's good. Just in at our hips, and then we'll put I think we'll put the banana in just now,
Yeah.
as well, just to get our legs nice and in a better position. Yeah.
The gap.
The gap. That's better. And then I think what we'll do is, what we try to do is we just try to kind of straighten Freya's legs down as much as we can, just with a little bit of manipulation, a bit of, so that she's not raising them too much to keep them bent, because that's when we start to have problems. So we'll just try and sort of. That's better. Gravity should just take her legs down a bit as well. So yeah. So I'm just going to show you how straight Freya looks now. She maybe just could be doing with just her body just being lifted a wee bit over to the
Towards me?
towards you, yeah. Just her top half. You okay to do that? That's fine. Just a wee bit. That's fine. So Freya's now ready to, we'll probably put a wee pillow cushion type thing underneath her feet as well, just to kind of keep them from, and then just part them a wee bit as well. So that's fine. There we are. That's better. And what we'll do is we'll try and sort of get the knees down a wee bit as well. So we'll just do a wee bit of kind of stretches to make her knees go down a wee bit straighter. But yeah, seems to be a lot more comfortable, certainly, in her sleep system. So she's now ready to get a nebulizer, aren't you, Freya? So you can see that our heart rate's a bit better now and our sats are good, and she's so much more relaxed. And we'll just give her a nebulizer just now. So once Freya's had her nebulizer, because obviously that's something that needs to help her with her airway, we're going to put Freya's gaiters on her legs and her hand splints on. Before we do that, we'll probably give her some leg exercises and some hand and finger exercises just to kind of help her wee muscles, and just doing some wee stretches. So that's all part of Freya's postural care programme as well. And she's really comfortable just now. Look at her heart rate, it's great. But she does enjoy being in her sleep system. She's very used to it, so yeah, she feels secure. And she's got wee Panda. Yeah, she likes to cuddle Panda. Yeah.